15 seconds. That's the average time people spend with the Mona Lisa. But what happens after those 15 seconds? Is it the ever-changing nature?
Entrance. It's all about how light and shadow play on the edges of her mouth, a masterpiece of subtle shading. The magic.
Mona Lisa is more than a portrait. She is a lesson in light and shadow and in the art of the sfumato.
Researchers use ultra-sophisticated X-ray technology to count the incredibly thin layers of glaze he meticulously stacked.
Are we even looking at the right person? Is she truly Lisa Gherardini, or merely an ideal image?
Can science strip away the layers, revealing the true identity of the Queen of the Louvre? Every brushstroke, every...
Leonardo didn't just paint, he studied life. He was an engineer, an anatomist,
How did his extensive knowledge of the human body help him create such extraordinary vibrancy on a...
Here in Florence, where Da Vinci began his masterpiece, the city's vibrant, competitive spirit shaped him profoundly.
He envisioned armored tanks, flying machines, even self-propelled carts. But where did these brilliant inventions originate?
Before the Mona Lisa, Leonardo spent thousands of hours dissecting human bodies, understanding muscle, bone.
Leonardo said, "The painting shows life." But how did he create a pulsing heart beneath the skin?
The Mona Lisa was not finished overnight. Leonardo carried this work for 16 years.
To create that never-fixed smile, Leonardo mastered optics. He wrote hundreds of pages on light and vision.
Leonardo often left projects unfinished. He had dozens of incomplete works.
Vincent de Leeuwen once noted, Leonardo spent up to 2 decades perfecting a single painting. Think of the patience, the dedication. 20 years implies dozens, perhaps even hundreds of paint layers. But how thin were these layers, really?
To understand Leonardo's layering, we use cross-sectional microscopy. It allows us to dissect the painting.
Look closely at this strata. Each layer is unbelievably thin, often just a few micrometers.
Such painstaking application, layer upon layer, explains how a single painting could consume 20 years of his life.
We measure each layer's exact thickness, often revealing extraordinary consistency. This level of precision is astounding for his era.
Was this meticulous layering merely artistic pursuit or something more profound? Perhaps it was an experiment.
The relentless pursuit of such microscopic perfection points to more than aesthetic goals. It suggests a scientific...
Dr. Motin, the ultraviolet images show these dark blue spots on the Mona Lisa. What do they tell us about its history?
These deep blue areas...
In lace of lace.
Leonardo spent 16 years on the Mona Lisa. That suggests he changed his mind many times. Can science reveal what he...
What do these tiny cracks, this crackler, tell us about the stresses the paint layers have endured?
Cracklier is a...
This cracker is framing.
The painting was created on a thin poplar wood panel. What has happened to that wood over time? The wood panel is, of course, susceptible...
Dr. Motin, you mentioned oil paint's transparency, but did Leonardo use the same paint thickness everywhere?
Not at all. Leonardo was a...
The art historian, though, suggests the Mona Lisa ended as a manifesto. Does that really...
Often today. If Mona Lisa began as a portrait of a merchant's wife, why did it conclude with such an idealized, mysterious beauty?
The blues and reds Dr. Motin mentioned, do they still retain their original brilliance today?
X-ray fluorescence analysis allows us to identify the
distinction.
The X-rays show faint lines, almost like ghosts of earlier positions.
We see several...
The X-rays reveal a canvas constantly in motion, a testament to 16 years of Da Vinci's evolving vision.
Using advanced imaging, we can simulate Da Vinci's initial steps.
He didn't sketch que tac on récourt les freuses si on ne le temps fait pas.
The invisibility of his brushstrokes suggests extremely fine tools.
Perhaps even the use of...
Paint this angel with a touch of divine grace, Leonardo. Observe the light.
What exactly was that 3D model used to test?
Patience. We assembled it piece by piece, exactly as Da Vinci's sketches implied. We applied compression force, mimicking weight.
So what was so special about Leonardo's engineering principles for this bridge?
His design relies entirely on the
Although never built, does Leonardo's design offer insights into modern bridge engineering?
Absolutely.
How did you plan it?
How does the detailed bridge connect to painting the Mona Lisa?
It's about systemic thinking, calculating force of the bridge.
Why would such a massive project only have 2 sketches and 4 measurements noted backward in a small notebook?
Ultimately, the Ottoman Sultan rejected this ambitious project.
What happened after that setback, and did it affect Leonardo's psyche as he...
Florence commissioned Leonardo and Michelangelo to paint 2 large murals. So why did Leonardo accept the commission to paint Lisa Gherardini, the wife of a cloth merchant?
The context was simple.
After the wall painting failure, Leonardo poured all his scientific energy into the Mona Lisa. What was his biggest experiment?
We know the Mona Lisa began around 1503.
How did Leonardo work with Lisa Gherardini as his
Leonardo chose to paint on a small poplar panel, not canvas. Why that specific material?
The wood panel offered
What confidence did the bridge's fundamental principles give Leonardo when he started the Mona Lisa?
that success.
Leonardo never had a fixed home. His career was a series of moves seeking patronage.
After technical failures and fierce rivalry, was the Mona Lisa Leonardo's personal triumph, where he finally mastered art and science?
Many paintings attributed to Leonardo were actually workshop creations.
What tasks did he typically assign to his apprentices?
Leonardo.
Conservators like Cinzia Pasquali meticulously scrape away yellowed varnish.
Experts chemically analyze the varnish and underlying paint. What about the pigments and binders in Bacchus raise doubts?
The goal isn't just cleaning, it's attribution.
What specific techniques distinguish Da Vinci's brushwork from his...
Leonardo often used a distinctive dark ground layer. Does Bacchus share this same type of foundation? Leonardo meticulously studied gesture and anatomy. Does Bacchus's posture and musculature reflect?
If Bacchus is a workshop piece,
How did the students attempt to imitate Da Vinci's sfumato? Leonardo moved constantly, often leaving unfinished works to his students. Could Bacchus be a...
Now, were 30 ultra-thin, transparent paint layers applied to create the sfumato effect, that subtle haze on Mona Lisa's face.
Why was linseed or walnut oil superior to egg yolk tempera for Leonardo? The transparency of oil... Leonardo often started on a dark ground. Why? Beginning on a dark gown allowed the transparent oil layers. How did Leonardo make these paint layers blend so perfectly, leaving no trace of brushstrokes? Experts discuss.
Oil helps create superior light and shadow. What did Leonardo use chiaroscuro to highlight in the Mona Lisa? If Bacchus lacks such perfectly thin paint layers, how much more refined is the Mona Lisa? Leonardo called this the science of painting. How did that vision shape him as an artist and scientist? All these secrets, 30 thin layers, oil's transparency, the dark ground.
Sfumato blurs the lines, but what anatomical knowledge brings the Mona Lisa's smile so vividly to life?
Leonardo's deep anatomical study allowed him to meticulously depict the precise contraction of facial muscles.
His notebooks reveal an almost obsessive study of facial anatomy, far beyond what other artists of his time explored.
The blurring effect of sfumato isn't just aesthetic. It mirrors.
And how does light play into this anatomical understanding?
How does it interact with those nuanced contours created by the muscles? His anatomical
precision track.
This precision, combined with sfumato, gives the illusion of movement, a smile that subtly changes as you...
So this convergence of artistic technique and scientific anatomical knowledge truly brought her to life on canvas.
Her mystery.
Her mystery isn't an accident. It's the masterful outcome of his science perfected.
This spurts you. How to paint the see-throughness of air. Leonardo developed atmospheric perspective. What scientific principles did he use?
The air itself acts as a filter. Tiny particles scatter light, making things
Atmospheric perspective demands the use of blue and opaque white hues. What pigments did Leonardo blend to create that blue haze?
Our analysis shows a sophisticated blend of lapis lazuli, azurite, and lead white, applied in
So atmospheric perspective is essentially sfumato applied to a landscape. What was the shared objective of these two techniques?
Both techniques aim to create a deliberate blur, a sense of unsureness. This forces the viewer to use their imagination to decode.
Leonardo called optics perspectiva.
What did he write in his notebooks about light, color, and shadow?
He meticulously detailed his experiments with the camera obscura, understanding how light traveled.
That unique bonza blue and hazy effect, is it enough to confirm Leonardo as the author of Bacchus now? Experts are using chemical analysis to... Both Bacchus and Mona Lisa utilize atmospheric perspective. What similarities in technique have these restorations revealed?
If Bacchus is from Leonardo's workshop, how did he teach his students to depict the human body and gesture? Van Houten studies
Walter, you've said Leonardo created interactive painting. What does that mean for the viewer's experience?
Leonardo transformed the truths.
Deleuve's findings reveal the historians' and scientists' verdict. Bacchus is now recognized as a masterpiece. The restoration of Bacchus proved that modern science helps us understand Da Vinci better. What is the next challenge for restorers?
Leonardo marketed himself as both an engineer and an artist, changing both fields profoundly. What legacy did he leave?
Cote has now created a digital version of the Mona Lisa, just as Leonardo saw her. The original colors reveal a stunning truth.
Digitally removing the yellowed varnish completely changes our perception of the Mona Lisa. Does this newfound vibrancy? In Cote's hyper-detailed scan, did he find any trace of the missing eyebrows or eyelashes? Indeed, superfine brush mark. We now see the ultra-thin, colorless glaze layer Leonardo used to lock in that iconic sfumato effect.
Isaacson suggested that simply cleaning the Mona Lisa could topple the French government. Why does a single artwork carry such immense power?
How close is Cote's digital restoration to the truth? What can technology never truly replicate?
From engineer of bridges, anatomist of muscle, to optical scientist of sfumato, Leonardo da Vinci's ultimate legacy. Now, with museums able to project this digital restoration, will visitors still crowd to see the... What were those three paintings? Art historians confirm they were the Mona Lisa, St. John the Baptist, and the Virgin the Endesivise. Why did Leonardo choose to live in France with King Francis I in his final years? What did Leonardo do for King Francis I? Borgo explains he was a first painter, engineer,
Killing the three men. Leonardo lived at Château du Clos Lucé, near King Francis I. What did he draw in those final 3 years?
Leonardo da Vinci passed away in 1519. What legacy did he leave for Francis I? Historians discuss the root left. After his death, who inherited his notebooks, holding all his great scientific knowledge? Cote's digital restoration has helped to revive the Mona Lisa. What is the ultimate message Cote wants to convey? The scientific discoveries about the Mona Lisa have revealed Leonardo's timeless mind. He was not just a great painter, he was the first to apply...
The Mona Lisa's smile remains the world's greatest riddle, a scientific puzzle that still captivates.
Through Pascal Cote's multispectral scans, we pierce 500 years of yellowed varnish to uncover her original vibrancy.
Infrared and X-ray reveal Leonardo's remarkable freedom, his 16 years of changes, unlike any contemporary artist.
The Mona Lisa stands as physical proof. When science and art unite, the result is breathtaking, lifelike perfection.
Anatomy provided the muscle knowledge to craft her most delicate expression, the ephemeral quality of her smile.
Optics, his perspectiva, manipulated our central and peripheral vision, creating the smoky sfumato that makes her smile appear and vanish.
Leonardo da Vinci, the first to truly apply science to capture movement, emotion, and life in art.